All right. Happy Thursday, everyone. We will get straight into it. We'll start with Forex and we'll finish with crypto as we have been doing so far. We'll start with gold. Let me get my water. Hope you are all having a beautiful, beautiful Thursday. Okay, we've SFP'd that perfectly and then moved down, leaving fairly heavy supply in the meantime. So there is a fairly clean supply OBIF there. We have mitigated demand, but I would not be looking too long this for a number of reasons. This tap is still quite high up and there is more demand below, so I will stay patient and continue to look for a mitigation of this demand before I look for a potential long. And the second reason is we have just left behind so much, like not so much, but like a clean supply POI, which has grabbed this high right there. So yeah, just be patient. I would not be rushing to long anything as of yet. And yeah, that's it for gold. And then for now, let's just have a look. We're obviously trending bearishly on the hour, probably still bearishly on the 2 hour. That is fine. And daily's probably still bullish, yeah. Oh, sorry, daily's still bearish. Yeah, so weekly was still bullish, I was going to say. Yep. So yeah, overall, we are bearish across the board here. So yeah, definitely would not be rushing to accumulate anything, especially with the supply that we've just left above us. So yeah, be patient, guys, and we'll just monitor our levels, and we will change this to bearish. Boom, silver. Similar story by the looks of it. We've only created a 2-tap model there. Ran through this demand, and we've done it again. We have ran through this demand, so I no longer need that on my chart. Yeah, I'm happy to use this as supply. Obviously, there's only one bearish candle, not two as we normally like, but it's just too clean of a POI to not chart, and we can kind of verify this on the lower time frame. It's completely valid structure supply. So as a POI, this is quite neat. Don't know why I said neat. Never really say that. We're bearish on the hourly. We can see the break. We can see a break structure up here. Sorry, that was on the 45. There's our hourly break right there. We might still be bullish on the 3 hour. No, we are bearish on the 3 hour because this is our 3 hour market structure. Boom, 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 boom. Bearish. Are we bearish on the 4 hour? Yes, we are. We have 2 consecutive bullish candles there, validating our market structure. So yeah, we're actually bearish on quite a few time frames for silver as well. Bearish, bearish, bearish. Did that demand get? Oh, okay, no, that's still valid. Yeah, still valid. So for now, not a whole lot more that I'm interested in charting up for silver. Just be patient and watch out for these levels. Oil. Okay, this can all Yep, that can all go. Well, technically speaking, we're now bullish on the hourly. Why are we bullish? Because we officially broke structure. And now we've only SFP'd our market structure low. So we are bullish on the hourly. And are we bullish on the 4 hour? No, and we only have one consecutive bearish candle. So we're still very much so bearish on the 4 hour, but we are bullish on the hourly. So that is something to take note of. And we can essentially watch for a potential bounce, but we've still got our daily low there. I'm no longer interested in this. Yeah, this supply can go. Yeah, it's kind of in an awkward spot at the moment, oil. So I wouldn't rush to sort of chart anything at the moment. Just let price play out a little bit more. And yeah, just be patient. You might be able to scalp an accumulation model potentially, but there is also a valid. There's a valid 45. Is there a valid hour? No. So there is a valid 45-minute OBIF right there. Boom. Yeah, so something to monitor as well. It has been mitigated on the lower time frame, but there is still quite a clean inefficiency there, so we can leave that supply block alone. Moving on. GBP JPY. I've given you guys so much time to prepare on this. Whether any of you took action, I will not know. But you can see here my drawing. We're live. We're still targeting this overall range low for an overall 51 RR trade, which is, for a lot of traders, quite unheard of. In fact, for most, it's quite unheard of. So yeah, still in this. I have taken. We also had this local range, so we were targeting this local range as well. You can see here we've ran through all these order blocks. We've ran through the Asia low. And now we've bounced from this demand here. So I let this run overnight, essentially. I had my invalidation set. I had my TP set at the high time frame range low. I didn't have anything set here, but it was always a target to de-risk here, but it was just a manual de-risk. So yeah, essentially I had my stop loss here overnight. That never got touched. And then I had my take profit set here. But then when I woke up, you can pretty much see, yeah, it was around here. I essentially manually exited the position, or manually exited 30% off my trade, with this being my TP1. At the time I woke up, price was, I exited exactly at 213.579. And yeah, so I still have 70% of my position in this trade. It's still live. And yeah, my TP2 is simply range low. There's no other area at the moment I want to TP in. The only thing that will make me maybe TP another 20% is if we bounce from this demand here and we start accumulating. So if we start forming an accumulation and the break of structure is clean and we can see it leave behind demand, and I can say, oh, maybe the sentiment might slightly change back to maybe bullish on the hourly or maybe bullish on the 4 hourly, then I'll happily TP 20% extra. So then I've got 50%. I'm 50% out of the position. Other than that, I'm already risk off. I've already taken 30% profit at a. So I took 30% profit at a. Still pretty good for a 30% TP, guys. At an 11 risk to reward ratio is quite nice. Like, so yeah, you can do the math in your head. I risked 5% and then I took 0.5 times 11, and that is how much I've taken out my first TP, and the rest is just going to be a runner. So yeah, in terms of GBP, JPY at the moment, not a whole lot I am interested in. This low time frame range completed itself, which is exactly what we wanted. I no longer need these calculations here. You know what? We'll leave them here just in case. Just more so for my journaling. I'll get rid of this. I don't need that. And then I don't need that. That's fine. And then everything else can stay. Boom. 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 Perfect. And then that Asia high as well. So you can see just how precise this entry was. Essentially on this break of structure, we barely even got into being negative in this trade. Like, we were barely in drawdown whatsoever. So it's just been a straight flush since entry, essentially. Yeah, that is that. Boom. And now there is even less for price to pull back from. USD JPY, annoyingly, I had an opportunity there and it just wasn't as clean. But you can see here, this has now been completely invalidated. And it's no longer a range I'm too interested in monitoring. It's even exceeded this third tap. So yeah, everything here can be invalidated. Perfect. Well, I have a feeling now we may have just turned to bullish on the hourly after this long pullback. So we'll see how the candles have closed. Oh, we're still bearish on the hourly. The second we can get a closure above here, I will deem this to be bullish on the hourly. But for now, we are still bearish. So not a whole lot to do. I'm still kind of monitoring this market structure high. I can look at this as a potential range. Although just something to be wary of is the demand below that has been created. And yeah, this is just one of those instances where, as much as it has been ever so slightly mitigated, I can just draw this, put this mark here to show me where the rest of the range isn't mitigated, and showcase, which essentially showcases the rest of the inefficiency within this demand. Yeah. That is that. My apologies all. All right, Euro NZD. We are also still in this, but yeah, I mean, essentially no, but we're just still in it. Not a whole lot more to say or do. We've swept previous Asia low. Nice 14.26 risk reward set up here. We got fairly close there to getting stopped out. And we are now approaching. I just want to see if this is valid supply or if the supply has been mitigated on the lower time frame. Yeah, not a whole lot more to do. Alerts have been set. Return to zone is still beautiful. Like, it is absolutely beautiful. And that is it for now for Forex or for Euro NZD. Now what has happened here? Well, expectational order flow was spot on. Did I quickly change the sentiment there? Okay, well, ironically, we are still bullish on the hourly, so that's just an FYI there for all of you. But yeah, I'm still in this, so the second we tick over and break that market structure low on the hourly, which is here, but then it's all the same market structure low, you got to look at the highest time frame this is valid on. So well, actually, it is the hourly because we've SFP'd it there. And we haven't, and we've kind of front ran it. So it is still a valid market structure low. Okay, it's actually valid on the 2 hour. Just don't think it was valid on the 3. Oh, it is just not on the 4 then. Okay, so that is valid 3 hour market structure low. All right, we will move on. Alerts have been set. The second we break this on 3 hour, I am expecting a straight flush down. But given we've failed once and then we've kind of front run it, we have created supply in the meantime though. But yeah, it'll be very interesting to see if we break it or if we essentially continue to, you know, go higher. I'll also set an alert just above. Okay, AUD CAD. Yeah, still still bullish across the board here, just not a whole lot I'm interested in at the moment. Yeah. And we still have demand below. So not much has changed there. GBP AUD, we have ran through. Obviously, we front ran a third tap, but the expectational order flow was correct. We've ran through demand. And yeah, we're just overall still bearish. So honestly, I'm expecting us to hit this demand at some point. But other than that, not a whole lot I'm interested in charting. And we're just ripping at the moment in between Euro USD. If there should be a counter how many times I get rid of this per video. Yeah, Euro USD. Probably bullish on the 4 hour now. I'd like to think so. Yeah, bullish on the 4. Even the daily might be switching to bullish. Yeah, depending on how we close on the daily, we will soon be bullish on the daily as well. But for now, we're bullish on the 1 to 4 hour. Probably maybe even in 6 or the 8 hour. But yeah, for now, I'm just letting this run. No real need to try and source anything from this, or you know, is there supply here? Not really. This has kind of all been mitigated. Maybe something here. No, this has been mitigated. Yeah, it's just a 10-minute OBIF, which is pretty much insignificant. Like, I wouldn't be putting that much significance on it. Yeah. We'll move on. GBP NZD still. This higher time frame range is still at play. Oh, technically no. I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to redraw it, as we are now in a downtrend. We are bearish on the 4 hour, although on the hourly, sorry. We've broken back to, yeah. So we're just bearish on the hourly. So we will see what happens. AUD CHF. Have feeling might now be bullish. Well, depending on how we close here, we're also going to be bullish on the 4 hour as well. So keep an eye out for that 4 hour close. And yeah, we're obviously bullish on the hourly. No real ranges that I can see at the moment. Yeah, not really. We will keep the ball rolling. Well, there's a lot of demand being created here. Just realized I think I called Euro GBP Euro USD earlier. And guess what? I've done it again. Or have I? Maybe I didn't do it. Did I do it? Did I not do it? Someone confirm. Okay, yep. So we're monitoring that. We were monitoring that 4 hour. Yep. Not a whole lot to do there at the moment. USD CHF. This is where I deleted most. All right, that can all go. We have demand. And at the moment, we've got even more demand here. Well, we are bullish on the 4 hour. We're obviously going to be bullish on the hourly. Surely not bullish on the daily. Okay, this is our daily high and weekly. Yep. So yeah, we're bullish across the whole board except for daily and weekly. Bullish. Bullish. So yeah, we can definitely look for retracements and accumulation models. But for now, not a whole lot. Well, there was a clean accumulation model right here. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Textbook Model 1 accumulation, guys. Take notes, and we confirmed that yesterday morning. Or actually yesterday. When did we confirm this? 1, when did we confirm this? And 2, why did I enter this? There's always a reason. Yeah, supply. Nice little local return to zone. Yeah, we kind of officially broke structure, yeah. Around 9 o'clock. Valid. Don't mind that. Euro USD. Okay, so we have ran through all of this. This happens all the time. Boom. There we go, it's still there. Perfect. Demand has been mitigated. On the 4 hour, yeah, we're just bearish. We've just closed below. So we're, yeah, still bearish, and then very much so bearish here. Yeah, so we're now bearish across the whole board here. So just keep an eye out. I'm also going to have a sit down real quick. Just keep an eye out on potential distribution models. And yeah, there's a lot of supply being left in the meantime. And we might even have some structure supply, which, as you know, is always a fantastic liquidity target, and that is it right there. Yeah, that's clean, which may have even been mitigated. Oh, it's been front ran. But yeah, at the moment, not a whole lot I am too interested in for Euro USD. Kind of just watching price do its thing. CHF JPY. Well, we had this distribution which front ran. Oh no, actually it was a Model 1. There we go, remember that one. And we're just ripping through demand. And we're now bearish on the hourly as well. and yet leaving supply in the meantime. So yeah, not a whole lot more to do here. Well, sentiment remains bullish, guys. I think it would, like, maybe because there's an alert. Okay. We've got some form of demand here. Yeah, lots of demand here the price may bounce back from, so just keep an eye out there for USD CAD. But overall, this whole pair is quite bullish. I'm no longer interested in this. So yeah, overall we're just bullish at the moment. Bullish and patient. That is the that's the motto. Bullish and patient, guys. Yeah, there is supply here, but it's not really that useful because there's so much liquidity above, so I'm not going to use that as supply. Pretty straightforward there. Yeah, not a whole lot more to do for you. Whenever priced like this, you kind of just want to be patient and wait. Maybe we might catch a very local distribution scalp, which I don't mind that, especially if Asia low is the range low. It's not, but damn close enough. So yeah, I will allow a counter context local distribution model here. We'll move USD CAD to move it to 4th place. GBP USD. Oh, we're definitely now bearish on the hourly as well. And we've just continued to leave behind supply. Continue to run through demand. And yeah, quite some strong supply here. Okay. So yeah, overall, we're quite bearish across this pair. And we kind of just want to wait for potential redistribution models. That is it. Obviously, we front run that third tap. NZD CAD. Well, this range is now no longer at play. As you can see, we've deviated both sides. we're still bullish on the hourly. And we are still bearish on the 4-hourly. So yeah, it's kind of an awkward ranging environment, and I'm not too interested in the price action until we further mitigate the demand below. And then AUD USD range is now invalid. We've wicked all this. And yeah, we're overall bearish. Not a whole lot I am too interested in at the moment. Are we still bullish on the 4-hour? I don't think we would be. No, we've broken structure there to bearish, so we are now also bearish on the 4-hour. Perfect. Yeah, that is it. Keep an eye out on USD CAD. That's honestly the main play today. It would just be a low time frame short scalp here. But if we continue going higher, then obviously no longer interested. And we had an alert on USD JPY, which, okay. Yeah, so we're just going higher at the moment. And yeah, that's it for Forex today, guys. I'm going to keep an eye out on my GBP JPY short and my Euro NZD short. And other than that, we'll monitor this USD CAD range, but I feel like it's going to get invalidated quite soon. So we will see. Unless we start moving back down, we will see what happens. But yeah, that is it for today, guys. I will do crypto after this, so we'll do 2 separate videos. Thank you all. Subscribe if you've made it this far, and I will see you all soon. Peace.